Welcome back. Today we are going to continue our reading of The Bear Attacks That Changed America. You should have your reading guide out and your article. Be ready to highlight and on your text and follow along as I read. At the end of this section, we will fill out our basic signal words graphic organizer. Powerful and sacred. Your purpose for reading is to look at the history of grizzlies as presented in this article. So grizzlies have lived in North America for some 50,000 years, far longer than humans have. When the first people arrived more than 12,000 years ago, tens of thousands of grizzlies lived up and down the western part of the continent. Let's highlight and make sure tens of thousands of grizzlies. I'm going to see if my highlighter will work. We'll see. Yep. Highlight tens of thousands of grizzlies. America's first people formed dozens of nations and tribes. Each group had its own language and customs and beliefs, but many of these diverse groups shared a deep respect for bears. I think that's important. A deep respect for bears. Well, if my highlighter will work, huh? In Cheyenne legends, powerful bears tested the strength and mettle of warriors. To the Hopi people, bears were sacred beings with amazing powers of healing. Unlike black bears, turn the page, which could once be found in all corners of America, grizzlies were unique to the West. That's important to know. Grizzlies were unique to the West. It wasn't until the early 1800s that stories of these larger, more powerful bears began to drift eastward. The most famous of the first grizzly accounts came from explorers Meriwether Lewis and William Clark. These men led a historic 4-year journey of exploration of the American West. Maybe we should highlight these two guys, Lewis and Clark, and their exploration of the West. So they're the first people to really talk about grizzly bears. While traveling along the northern plains, Lewis and Clark met members of the Hidatsa tribe. These people warned of a formidable bear that even the most skilled hunters were wary of. But Lewis and Clark shrugged off these warnings. Unlike the Hidatsa, who hunted with bows and arrows, Lewis and Clark and their men carried rifles. They thought their bullets could protect them against any animal. They were wrong. Okay, let's pause, fill out your graphic organizer, history of grizzlies, the who, what, when, where, why, and how, and then you're going to use that to make your main idea sentence. Thank you for reading.